Dum-dee-dum. Definitely going to be looking at that popover hint stuff, but in the meantime, I guess we could do a little cleanup of our CSS starter. Field set legend is on the list. We don't have anything in a field set. Let's do that in the HTML quick. Unordered list. Address, fine. Might as well clean this up as we go a little bit. Figure fig caption, I don't think we've dealt. That's hopefully almost definitely on the to-do list. So why don't we wrap the time, like the date ones, in a what? What was I just saying? In a field set legend? Sure, right? Why did that jump up? Yeah, what's up? We're going to look at popover hint from an Una article that I just linked up the other day, but I just want to make sure, like, how good is our muscle memory on it? But while the stream is just starting up here, I thought I'd just do a little HTML cleanup of our, just keep plucking at this starter, you know, don't get all the time in the world to work on it. So taking this opportunity. How do you do a field set again? Field set. And a field set has a legend. So date and time related inputs, we'll say. And we'll put the field set after all of those. Potch, hi! Welcome! If you haven't been checking these cheesy streams lately, I've been working on my own starter in which to increase my prestige and fame as a CSS influencer. You know, everybody's got to have a reset, or we're not using the word reset. I keep saying it, but it's because it's in my muscle memory. Super big time. Where's my legend? Oh, there it is. So that's fine. Like in a reset, would you do anything with a field set and a legend? And I'm like, no, I guess. Maybe a little too much space at the top of a field set. Like, would you rip that off? And where does it come from? Is it margin bottom essentially on the legend? Or is it, do field sets just have it? Oh, it's the P. It's the P. And we decided we're not going to mess with the margins of the P. So let's leave it alone. On our to-do list of things in the starter, field set and legend, to me, seem just fine. And I know we're looking at just Chrome here, but I didn't see a lot in other people's resets about that. So I think that's fine. The to-do list is getting pretty small. Pretty good. I think we'll do a little bit of fig caption work, clean this up, and then start kind of writing about all the crap that went into this CSS starter. I'm actually like really into it. I think this is actually kind of a good CSS starter. The more we work on it, the more I think it's cool. But that is not what we're going to work on, because I want to look at Una's article here. Hi, Sue. Thanks for joining us. Code pen, editor pen. We'll look at that. Yeah. Does it need a good name? What was the name for the starter? I was thinking of something really cheesy. You know how my last name is Coyer, but it should be Koye, like if I was like officially fancy. So I was thinking of, because starter ends in ER, that it could be like Startier or Startier, or it would be, it doesn't matter how you spell it, because you'd have like an explanation below it that would be like pronounced Startier. Startier could be the name of it. Like how my name should be Koye. It's the start yay, because it also ends in ER. It's kind of a stretch. Don't like it. We'll workshop that. Nope. Start yay. Maybe. Okay, so what's our muscle memory like for popovers in general? You need a button, and it's going to say open thingy. Cool. So we're going to rip that button. Hey, buddy. And then you need something else that has a popover attribute on it, right? And then what is is it like for popover? I totally forgot that. I'm trying to just remember. We'll get to the hint thing later, but just like a regular one, popover hint. I don't want, oh, popover target. There it is. So this is a popover. It has an ID on it, and you link popover target to the thing. I guess my muscle memory's not that good yet. So this is popover target equals, and we'll call it thing, which matches the ID of this thing, which has just popover on it. So if there's some content in here, content, hell yeah, that's popover. Very satisfying little API. It would probably blow the minds of HTML navigators in the year 2020. Wouldn't you think? They'd be like, what? Yeah, like a div, like what's a good tag for this? It's I don't know. I'm not like anti-div. Div has this kind of cool meaningless quality, and the semantics is possibly applied by the attribute. Maybe aside though. I don't hate aside. Or like we could be whack with like output, although output is like the end of I don't know, the result of a calculation or something. Aside is nice because it implies that it's not terribly important or something. You know, like, I don't know. I wouldn't put any like thing ultra crucial in a popover probably. So aside could do. I don't know. I hadn't thought of it yet, so I don't have like all the HTML elements in my head to think about, but it's not going to affect it anyway. You probably wouldn't want to pick something that is too straddled in its own, like that comes along with lots of user agent style stuff, and aside and div are probably equal in their nothingness. So whatever, don't care about that. But now we need to think about, or I mean, I care, I just don't care, you know? So this one, let's have two of them with very different content inside. So what open, I don't know. I need like a use case for this that makes sense so that we don't lose ourselves in abstraction too far. So maybe we like order details or something. Let's get all e-commerce-y about it, and we'll say H2, like this is one of the benefits of this is that you can, it's tooltip-like. Actually, they're very tooltip if we factor in anchor positioning, but let's not conflate too many topics, and then we'll be like, your order is on the way, or something. Cool, so that's an order details button. And then we'll have like another group of these, which do not need to be in any particular DOM order. So that's kind of a fun part of it. And then we'll say like cart or something and say cart, and we'll say cart is empty. Cool. So I think what's interesting about that is if you open order details, then we open cart, it closes. No. You have to, if I click cart now once, it's going to open neither of them because I guess it's like a click outside first. Like the first order of business is that it closes the existing one, and then the second click. No, that's because I have the wrong freaking attributes on here. This is cart, and we'll say details. Now let's evaluate what happens. Order details, will cart just open? Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. Because I don't think there's like an overlay like there is with a modal, which would kind of make sense that a click on this would actually be clicking on the backdrop, they call it, which would just close it. But popovers don't have that modal-like quality. They don't have that backdrop. Maybe you could add one, but they don't by default. So it closes the other one. That's important to know because all we did was say popover. We just used the attribute popover. But popover implies popover auto. Let's confirm that so we don't sound dumb. Popover equals auto, and let's see that the behavior is the same. So you click once and it'll open it. Cart will close the first one and open the second one, and a click outside, which they call like a light dismiss. I like that term, light dismiss. That means click outside or one other thing. What's the other thing? Light dismiss. Light dismiss. Click away or the escape key, right? So we click that. I hit the escape key. Boom, it's gone. So light dismiss equals you click or tap outside of the area. Because I think if I click inside the area, it's fine. Yeah, tap, 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 tap. That's fine. Clicking outside or the escape key closes it. That's just tremendous. Just that value alone rules. Okay, so popover auto is what we're using. You don't have to say auto. You automatically get auto. If we put popover manual on them, it means you've got to do all the work now. Light dismiss goes away. So when we put auto on there, we'll get auto selected. I'll hit Command D to select both of them and then say manual. I think what's going to happen now is I click order details, it opens this one. If I open cart, it's going to also open right on top of it. Yeah. Is that good? No judgment. We're going to say, why would we judge it like that? We don't need to judge it like that. The point is, it's on us. I'm light dismissing, I'm hitting the escape key. These will not close until they are closed, I don't know, through JavaScript or something. There is an HTML-y way to close it too, right? Isn't there like an close intent or something? There's some kind of button you can put in here that says close. Maybe we should look up that quick. Button to close popover and HTML. Surely I've done this many times. There's this pretty recent CSS Tricks article, kind of down with that. Popover action. Add to bookmarks. Popover target. Popover action. Popover target action probably is hide, right? So maybe we try that. It's nice to write no JavaScript here, right? Pretty sick. If we put hide there, is that enough information for it to know which one to close? I don't think it is. Yeah, it needs an ID too, right? It needs to be popover target is details. So now it'll know what to do. Nope. Let's verify what this is. Maybe it's not hide. Maybe it's something else. Popover target action. Hide show toggle. Okay, it looks like we did it right. Oh, that's fun. There's a toggle version of it. Toggle popover. This is popover content with a manual popover. That's the world we're living in. Show hide. That's not what we want though. We just want it on a show popover, hide popover. Yeah, that's neat, but that's just JavaScript being applied directly to those buttons. I want the HTML version of it. I did this. I did it. Popover. Is this me? Okay. Good job, me. I'm just looking for the attribute that closes popover target. Right there. Oh, popover target. Did we do popover target or did we just say popover or something? Was it just a mistake? No. Popover target. Oh, I think I spelled it wrong. Look at I did. I left out an O. That's why it didn't work. Where were you, everybody? Close. Close. Cool. So we have close buttons. We have to put those close. Like those closer buttons are maybe good to use anyway, but with popover auto, click outside and escape works, but maybe you should have a close button anyway. It's very like explicit. I wouldn't doubt that there's some accessibility guideline that recommends that. Cart. close, cart, close. Sweet. All right, so that's in there, but we had to add them because these are popover manual, which means that they're also not like implicitly part of a stack or group of popovers. So if we go back to auto, only one auto can be open. That's why when you click cart, this first one closes. I don't know how are they just like implicitly grouped together? I got the feeling that you could make like separate stacks of them somehow. Like all your tool tips, sure, those are in one group, but if you're using popovers for something else, perhaps they could be part of a different group, but I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, well, that's cool. I think I already knew that. I was less knowledgeable about what hint is. So now there's a third kind, and that's kind of the point of Yuna's article, and thus I thought was interesting here. So let's look at this chart. I read this earlier today, and I was interested in it. So light dismiss, you get them by default, but you don't on manual. We just saw that, but you do continue to get them on popover hint. That seems good. That's like really good behavior, I think, that I like. Closes other popover auto elements when opened. Yes, that's why when you click the cart, it closes the details one, but that wasn't happening on manual. Maybe that's okay, depending on how you use it. Like if you were using a popover to like slide out a whole side navigation or something, maybe you'd want that not to close your tooltips. You know, you want it to live outside the regular world of popovers. You just put manual on it, cool, which means it doesn't close other elements. It doesn't close popover hint ones too, these new ones we're about to see. But popover hint ones, this is the crucial one. If I was on Zoom, I would get out the red pen thing and I would draw a circle around this node. That seems like the most interesting part of this whole table, is that popover hint, you still get the light dismissal, but it just doesn't close other default popovers. Like it lives its own little independent life without messing with other ones. But it like gives you a second stack, I guess, because it does close other ones that are popover hint. God, that's wild that it's like seems like it's a little bit too niche for HTML to get into, but apparently that's the deal. Otherwise, everything else is the same down the whole chart. So if we are going to explore this, it would be kind of like maybe we want the cart to be manual. It feels like that one would be like, I don't know, I always want to look at my cart whenever. And all these other popovers that I might use really shouldn't like matter. Possibly, you know? So there's cart. Let's go cart. One of the things we could do is go inset. I think that's what centers it, is the inset property, which always kind of messes with me. So if you look at the styling of that bad boy, it's gonna have an inset on it, inset of 0 pixels. I think you have to, if you want to like put it somewhere else, go inset unset or something. Ooh, that's hard to say. Inset unset. Now where's it gonna go? Oops, so it just did the cart. Okay, now it's going to go to the upper left because the inset is undone there. So now I could go like position fixed or something. I don't know, top. Let's go. Yeah, I guess top 0, right 0, width 50%, you know, whatever. I think that's probably fine. So the cart will be like stuck in the upper right. And it lives, it doesn't care if order details is open. Order details can open and close, and it absolutely doesn't affect the cart. Only the cart affects the cart. So why would we use popover hint then? Maybe order details becomes popover hint. The behavior I think now will be the same. Ooh, no, that's interesting. Clicking open cart is considered like that's different, isn't it? If we go back to it was auto, right? No, that behavior is the same. Cart doesn't care if order details is closed or not, but order details cares if you open cart, because I think it's considered a light dismiss to click away. Yeah, fine. But so there's order details, and I think in order to do this properly, So there is no behavior difference between these two. But if you had one more, then the two hints, we need to put some actual content in here. What's the other thing that you could do in here? Order details, I don't know, read terms. And this would be like terms and conditions, blah, blah, close, and this is terms, and this is terms. So now you can open this and order details, light dismiss, read terms, read terms. Why isn't that working? Oh, this needs to be terms. K refresh, order details, read terms. So these two are mutually exclusive because these two are buddies because they both have hint on them. And this one is all on its own island. And that is made possible. But you'd think that behavior would be the same with auto too. So we need like almost like a fourth one that's auto, because auto, what would be auto? What's a fourth button? Order details, read terms, carts. I don't know. Read the news. The news is bad. News, 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 and this one's auto. So how is auto and hint different now? News, news. The news is bad. But if I click this one, what's going to happen? Oh, I can't tell if the other one's open or not. We need like more content in the news. Lorem. Read the news. That a hint closes it. Does this close a hint? Ooh, now I can't tell that one. I need this one to be taller. Bloop, 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 bloop. So that will make it really tall, right? They still mutually close each other. All three of them are mutually exclusive, even though one of them is auto and two of them are hint. So I feel like we didn't learn a lot there. The difference again, though, is that hint closes other popover. Oh, that's because it doesn't close popover auto elements. It's not supposed to when opened. But it's very nuanced here because, so what would happen is this is popover auto, the news, and when I open popover hint, it's not supposed to close this. This one is popover auto. This one is popover hint. It's not supposed to close this. So if I click it, it is closing it, but I think it is closing it because it was light dismissed. It still has light dismiss, and that counts as a light dismiss. So I think it matters more to JavaScript implementations of like opening and closing. Like because we're dealing exclusively in the land of clicking here, the light dismiss is messing with us. So we need to keep reading because there's more to Yuna's article than just this. But we got it covered, and we have a situation here. Of course, her demo is going to be way more interesting. In the following demo, there are two popovers, one on the three-dot menu, looks like where a click is involved, and the other opens when you show interest. We'll get to that in the comments link. The menu is an auto popover, and the comment popover is a hint popover. So there's two kinds. This one on the top is auto, and the one on the bottom is hint. But wait, didn't clicking the hint popover close the audio on? Yes, very astute. This is the exact problem we just had. Oh, I'm so satisfied by this. Because you're inducing an action click, it activates the light dismiss of the auto popover. This is almost certainly not what you want when you're creating a hint popover. Okay. So they made this whole different kind of popover, but it doesn't really do anything that different. The truth is popover hint only gets us part of the way there. For the rest, you'll need to write some JavaScript. Not interested. I get where this is going, though. It's like if you don't click or press escape, there's no light dismiss at work, meaning it's not going to close the other one. So this is like simulating a way that you'd want to open a popover without the click. Fine. But I think where this is going is that interest invoker stuff that I don't know that much about, and I certainly haven't written any code around yet, but I think we're going to get there. Cool. But I think the point is, like, look at her mouse is going to go like hover over the comments and not, it hovers it. She never clicks it. And the hover is interesting. We don't really have hover in HTML. We have hover in JavaScript with mouse enter or mouse. What's the other thing that's mouse enter? Mouse in, on. Isn't there two? I always was confused at the difference, but there's mouse enter and there's like another one. But we definitely have hover in CSS, but we don't have hover in freaking HTML. You know, like, why would we? That doesn't make sense. But it's starting to, now that we basically have done like no, I need to get this out of here. I keep clicking on it and it's not relevant to what we're doing right now. Yeah, the only CSS involved here is trivial and not important. Everything important functionality wise is in the HTML, but now we want to have it like, what if you hovered over one of these buttons? Could you get the popover to open on hover or like a delayed hover or something? And that's what an interest invoker is, I'm pretty sure. I'm in Canary, so this better be on. About flags, experimental. Yeah, okay. So we have that. It's, you know, it's Canary. I don't know why. I just rock Canary. It's a bad habit. I should probably use a more normal browser. I've been bouncing around a lot. Okay, so interest for is the name of the attribute. Where is it? Oh, it's an anchor link in this case. Let's just try it. It looks like it's a one attribute difference. So we'll just do it with read the news, I guess. Interest for news. Theoretically, I just hover over it and it opens. Oh my God, it works. I mean, it's a first for me. It's definitely a first for me. My first HTML invoked. Oh, look at that. If you just mouse away from the page, it closes. Ooh. Even just mousing around in here, I didn't even have to leave the page. So it opens the popover like really temporarily, which makes sense exactly for Yuna's demo, which is just like seeing a list of people that commented. Yeah, who cares? That should just go away. It's not the same as a menu. It's just a different piece of UI that's different. Wow, it's working though. So now the deal again with popover hint was that it doesn't close popover auto things. So let's not use interest for here. Let's use it somewhere else. We'll say this one is interest for equals details. And this is a hint one. So if I hover over it, I'll see the order details. And then if I click over or hover over, if I open this one, oh, that's funky because it's going to close just because of my mousing around. But the idea again is that it doesn't close popover auto. So this is popover auto. So that's not going to close as I mouse around. Now, if I just hover over order, it should open a second one over it. That's my theory. Yes. Okay. Now it's starting to matter. And we wrote no JavaScript again. So now if I hover away, it'll go away, that top one. So, and if I can open cart as well and read the news and order details, Yes. And if I hover away, just order details will close. Fascinating. So this one just doesn't care about anybody. Popover manual is the like whatever, the weird kid on the playground who's like, I literally don't care what anybody else is doing. That's cart. Read the news has the normal behavior with the click outside behavior. Probably the 95% use case of popovers. And then popover hint is kind of useless unless you're using interest invokers, and then it has this behavior where you can just hover over and get it, and then it goes away. So our demo is pretty freaking lame here, but Yuna's is good. Yuna's is, you should have a normal popover here, maybe even a manual one, because you'd almost want this menu to not care about anything else on the page. But this popover hint down here is also a little bit on its own. It shouldn't close other things. So I guess that's probably what her second GIF here is, or is it a movie? It's a video. Like GIF. Who uses GIFs? GIFs. Nobody. They're dumb. Okay, so the menu and that can open at the same time and it doesn't affect the other one. Well, looky dicky there. That's pretty sick. All right, well, we learned. That was the goal of this thing, and we learned. So we'll say the 3 genders. Nope, the 3 popovers. Popover types plus interest invokers. And so maybe we should think of a reason why that is a good plan. You know? Like, these are dumb reasons, but there's probably good reasons that are also different than Yuna's. I can't think of something right off the bat, but my brain will definitely will, because now that it's, you know, percolating on all this, it's going to be like, yo, that's actually useful. Probably a lot useful. I mean, just the fact of like that you can use popover to really make in like a fixed position slide open drawer navigation thing on mobile. That's huge. And then you have tool tips generally sprinkled about the page that you'd want that light dismiss behavior. And then anything that has a hover effect, you'd use hint on almost for sure, because hints won't mess with anything else. So I guess that would be the main 3 use cases. And maybe I'll flesh out this demo, or maybe I won't. I don't know. But for now, I gotta go. Take care. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I think we learned. That was kind of the goal. Okay, bye.